Welcome back, everyone. We're talking a little March Madness now as the NCAA tournament continues this weekend. The NIT continues as well, the WNIT, the women's NCAA tournament, and the University of Toledo. Fortunate to have the first round. Some of the best teams in the country are in town this weekend. Matter of fact, they'll be playing again tomorrow night as we tape here on Friday afternoon. Mike O'Brien, athletic director from the University of Toledo, joining us. And Mike, always great to see you.
Nice to see you, Lee.
So we've got the NCAA women are here in a great, what I think is a great setting. Not too big a setting at Savage Arena. One of the best teams in the country in Notre Dame. It's, as I said, we tape here on Friday. Maybe they got upset on Saturday. I don't think so. Playing Robert Morris, right?
Right.
And Vanderbilt here as well.
Against Arizona State.
A couple of marquee teams. We wish Toledo was here.
Sure.
Was not meant to be. We'll get to Tricia Cullop's team in just a minute. But what goes into the process of getting the NCAA tournament here?
Well, Lee, it all kind of started with the renovation 6 years ago, and we have the facility to host a first and second round. And Kelly Andrews, our senior women's administrator, did a terrific job. We were very persistent about it, and they said yes less than a year ago to us hosting it. And you know, the teams that have come in here the first day or two are raving about the facility. They're surprised as to they didn't know what to expect, and they see the 12 suites and the open loges, and it's a great place.
BG had first round, well, a couple of years ago?
2 years ago,
2 years ago, and brought in Brittany Griner, I guess.
Right, Ohio State as well.
Right, so big teams too, like you have this weekend. Do they look at, does the NCAA look at the affection, the passion for basketball in the area? Women's basketball, especially at Toledo and Bowling Green, there are strong allegiances to these two women's teams.
Well, I don't think there's any question that plays into it. There was an article this week that we finished 25th in the country in attendance again.
Right.
And so that's all very positive, and they do look into that because our season ticket holders purchased the tickets for the regional.
All right, now we talk about passion for women's basketball. We saw, it was great to see passion for men's basketball over at Savage Arena, and that's due in part to Todd Kowalczyk, his staff, and that team that he put on the floor this past year. Ended, you know, on a tough note this past week down in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. But overall, a really incredible year, and perhaps even beyond expectations, Mike.
Well, you know, Todd has built that program, and it's been tremendous in just his 4 years, and we all know where it was when what he inherited, and most wins in school's history at 27, and to bring the community back, and that's what we want. And when I talk about a program, it's more than the team. It's academics, it's good decisions off the court, and obviously winning on it as well.
Well, to me, that was the best part, to see Todd Kowalczyk interacting with fans in the crowd after Juice Brown hits a game-winning jumper, and the crowd, this community, finally really back into it. And your attendance numbers were fine.
Yes.
But it was about seeing the excitement at the arena.
Right.
That came with the numbers.
And the students were clearly there. They account for a lot of noise, and our season ticket numbers are up, and hopefully they'll continue to grow. And it's as I indicated with the facility, it's a tremendous venue, but you have to have a team that people are supportive of.
I want to ask you about the tournament setup. That you want to be rewarded for having a great regular season. The Rockets had a tremendous regular season. You get the triple bye, and you wait for everybody else to come to you.
Right.
So you're in Cleveland, you wait for that semifinal game, and played well against Eastern Michigan.
Yes.
But defensively, perhaps some issues against a very good Western team on that Saturday. But is that a double-edged sword, the triple bye?
Well, the positive about the triple bye, Lee, is that the best teams, the top two teams, are already in the semifinals, and so they're not getting upset very early.
And rewarded for your excellent regular season.
Right. And so there's the thought that is there the possibility that you could, hopefully someday the MAC will get a second team in, and you're not losing in the quarterfinals. And so you've already made it to the semis. Obviously, we made it to the finals, and despite our RPI of 36, did not get in the dance.
Yeah, but not a surprise. I think that everybody knew going in, whether it's Hawkins from Western or Kowalczyk from Toledo, if you don't win this thing, you're not getting in.
Yeah, we can't leave it in others' hands. And
and the women, the same story
of a year ago, and the same with the Bowling Green women this year. And so right now, you have to win the tournament.
Yeah. So looking ahead now, you talk about the MAC tournament. You know, from a perspective, it's nice to play in a swanky arena, an NBA facility. But we all remember the days when it was held in Toledo,
Right.
And centrally located from a geographic standpoint. Northern Illinois doesn't have to, you know, head 6 hours to the east. Like to see it back here?
Well, obviously, I'd love to see it in Toledo.
It's not happening.
No, it's not going to happen in the near future, I don't believe, but our conference offices are there in Cleveland and the home of the Cavaliers, as you indicated, and so no, it's going to stay in Cleveland.
Okay. With that being said, but what about, and this has been broached, separating the men and the women? Tough to do, 2 tournaments,
Well,
same place?
it's kind of a staffing issue as far as the conference office, and so I don't, I don't believe that's going to occur as well. Sorry to give you all this bad news.
Yeah. Well, looking ahead, I mentioned the women's tournament. Tricia Cullop's team had a tough year. I mean, for her standards,
Right.
for the program standards, is it a rebuilding year, would you say?
Well,
Michael Bryan?
we lost so many players off that great team of a year ago where we won 29.
Yeah.
So Tricia doesn't like to call it rebuilding. She likes to reload. And
reloading
we're
here.
very young. We're very
Yes.
young, and obviously bringing in a lot of new players next year. I don't worry about Tricia.
Okay. Let me ask you how you keep highly respected coaches here from going.
You know,
'Cause
we do what we can with them as far as their contracts, but at the same time, Lee, talk about any of our coaches,
Yeah.
they really enjoy living in Toledo. And they're supported from our administration, great fan base. They like it here.
Yeah, yeah. Good place to be.
You bet.
All right, Michael Bryan, thanks very much for coming in, taking
Thanks,
a few
Lee.
minutes out of a very busy weekend. The first and second round, technically, right?
Correct.
Of the or I should say, the NCAA tournament, the women's tournament in town tomorrow night. Go check out what will be 2 of the best teams in the country.
6:30.
Yeah, 6:30 tomorrow night at Savage Arena. Michael Bryan,
Thanks,
thank
Lee.
you.
Thank you.
Conklin and Company continues in just a minute. Take 3 with Tom Troy and London Mitchell when we come back right after this.